श्री परमात्मने नमः। नारायणं नमस्कृत्य नरं चैव नरोत्तमं देवीं सरस्वतीं व्यासं ततो जयमुदीरयेत्। श्रीमद् भगवद गीता साधक संजीवनी 6th chapter Dhyana Yoga verses 10 to 15. Description of posture and meditation on God with its fruit. Equanimity, evenness of mind, which is attained by the discipline of action, is also attained by the discipline of meditation. So, Lord Krishna here, while starting the subject of meditation, gives inspiration for meditation. Verse 10. Yogi yunjita satatam atmanam rahasi sthitaha ekakiyata chittatma nirashir aparigraha. A yogi should constantly engage his mind in meditation, living alone in seclusion, having subdued his mind and body, and having got rid of desires and possessions. Comment. Meditation is practiced by disinclination for the world and inclination to God. For this practice, the first means to be adopted is aparigraha. Aparigraha means freedom from accumulation of possessions. A striver should be free from outward prosperity and pleasures. Nothing should be accumulated for one's pleasures, because the mind is attracted towards possessions and pleasures, and so it can't be engaged in meditation. A striver should get rid of desires and hopes for prosperity and pleasures, because they are obstacles to God realization. Therefore, a striver should always be aware of these desires and hopes. Even by renouncing pleasures and prosperity and also desire for them, there is possibility of attachment. Therefore, a striver should keep his body and mind under control. By controlling them, new attachment will not be aroused. The means to control them is that no action should be performed being attached to it, because attachment misleads the body to laziness and idleness, senses to pleasures, and mind to the thought of pleasures and futile thinking. The yogi is one who is devoted to meditation, whose aim is only God realization rather than enjoyments and accomplishments. A striver should live alone without any assistant, because in the company he is likely to be engaged in conversation, and in his absence, because of attachment to him, he is likely to be haunted by him. Thus, he will not be able to meditate on God. A striver should live in seclusion on the bank of a river, or in a forest, or a temple, or a lonely room meant for adoration and meditation only. The atmosphere should be such as there is no hindrance in meditation. Thus, a striver living alone in seclusion should concentrate his mind on God with a firm determination that he has to be engaged only in meditation, without having the least thought of the worldly affairs, whatsoever may happen. He should be on the alert, because alertness is spiritual discipline. A striver should think of God not only at the time of meditation, but also while performing other actions without any attachment to them, because this thought of God helps in meditation, while the thought of God in meditation helps the striver in thinking of Him during his mundane affairs. It means that a striver should always remember that he is a striver. Namely, he should always remember God and think of Him even when he performs the worldly actions. He should harbor no thought of any worldly transaction, otherwise it will put hindrance in his meditation. Therefore, while sitting for meditation, he should have a firm resolve that he has to meditate only on God, whatsoever may happen. By this sort of resolve, it will be easy for him to meditate on God. A striver has a complaint that he can't concentrate his mind on God. The reason is that he wants to concentrate his mind on God without breaking off his affinity for the world. Therefore, a striver should break off his affinity for the world, because it is this affinity or attachment or the sense of mind which attracts the mind. Therefore, a striver can concentrate his mind and engage in meditation by having the only aim for God realization and being detached from all the persons and things, etc. If such detachment is not there, they will haunt his memory. In the previous verse, Lord Krishna gave inspiration for meditation. Now in the next 3 verses, he explains what sort of setting one should have and what process he should undergo. Verses 11 and 12. शुचो देशे प्रतिष्ठाप्य स्थिरम् आसनम् आत्मनः नात्युच्छ्रितं नातिनीचं चैलाजिन कुशोत्तरम् तत्रैकाग्रं मनः कृत्वा यथा चित्तेन्द्रियक्रियाः उपविश्यासने युञ्ज्यात् योगम् आत्मा विशुद्धये. Having firmly fixed his seat in a clean place with kusa-grass, a deerskin, and a cloth, one over the other, neither too high nor too low. Sitting there on his seat, concentrating the mind and controlling the thinking faculty and the senses, he should practice yoga for self-purification. Comment. The place is clean in 2 ways. 1. The naturally pure place, such as the bank of the Ganges, forest, and the place near the holy basil, amla, pipala tree, etc. Second, place cleaned with cow dung and by sprinkling water or by removing 2 inches of soil from the surface. The clean place of natural beauty invigorates and elevates the mind. According to the text, a kusa-grass mat, a deerskin, and a cloth should be spread one over the other. Yet there should be spread a kusha mat below, a deerskin in the middle, and a cloth at the top. The deerskin should be of the deer which is not killed, but which is dead in the natural way, because the skin of the deer which is killed is regarded as impure. If a deerskin is not available, a rug can be spread. Over the rug, soft cotton cloth should be spread. Kusa-grass is supposed to be made from the hair of boar incarnation of the Lord and thus is considered holy. Deer skin is spread over kusa-grass mat so that kusa-grass may not prick the skin and the electric current of the body may not pass through the kusa-grass to the earth, because deer skin is a bad conductor of electric current. A soft cotton cloth is spread over the deer skin so that the bristles of deer skin may not stick the body and the striver may feel comfortable. The seat of the plank bed should neither be too high nor too low, because if it is too high, the striver while meditating may doze and fall down and be injured. But if it is too low, the creeping insects may disturb him in his meditation. The platform or the plank bed should be fixed firmly. Moreover, it should belong to him and be used by him only, because there are bacilli in it of others, if it is also used by them. Similarly, a striver should have his own rosary, bag for the rosary, and the spoon used in religious ceremonies, etc. Not only this, but according to the ordinance of the scriptures, a striver should not use the seat, shoes and shirts, etc. of others, otherwise he has to be a sharer in their virtues and sins. One should not sit on the seat of the saints and ascetics, because it is a dishonor to them if one touches their seats and cloths, etc. with feet, and it is also a sin. He should sit on the seat with some comfortable posture as Siddhasana, Padmasana or Sukhasana, etc. without moving the body. It is said about the posture that the striver should be able to sit in that posture continuously for 3 hours without moving the body. By doing so, the mind and life breath naturally become calm, free from volatility. Volatility of mind does not allow the body to remain motionless. The motion of the body and urge for action don't allow the mind to remain calm. Therefore, it is very essential that the body should remain motionless. While sitting on the seat, the mind and the senses should be kept under control. A striver should control his body, senses, and mind even in practical life. Otherwise, they can't be controlled easily while he meditates. It means that he should lead a regulated and disciplined life. He should practice the yoga of meditation for self-purification. Desire for worldly things, pleasures, honor, praise, name and fame, etc. is impurity of the self. And by renouncing all the desires, to have the only aim for God realization is self-purification. Yoga is a power which can be used either for accomplishing worldly pleasures or for God realization. If it is used for accomplishments, it can't be helpful in self-purification or God realization. But if it is used for God realization, it will be conducive to God realization. Verse 13. Samam kaya shiro grivam dharyan acchalam sthirha samprekshaya nasikagram swam dishashchan volokkayan. Let him hold the trunk, head and neck straight and steady, looking at the tip of his nose without looking around. Comment. The portion of the body from neck to waist is called kaya, trunk, while the portion from neck to top is called head. All postures are useful for meditation and health point of view. Out of those postures, Lord Krishna has taken the essential feature necessary for meditation to keep neck, back and head in a straight position. While meditating, the trunk, head and neck should be held straight so that the spinal cord may remain vertical. In this posture, the mind becomes calm and concentrates very soon. If he bends forward, he feels drowsy. If he bends backward, there is stupor, and if he bends sideways, he becomes capricious. If he feels drowsy, he should walk a little and then again with a firm determination should practice meditation by holding the trunk, head and neck straight. He should not look in any direction because by looking here and there, the neck will bend which will disturb his meditation. So the neck should be held straight. He should look at the tip of his nose with his half-closed eyes. If he closes his eyes, he may feel sleepy. But if the eyes are open, he is likely to look at the other objects which are within sight. And so there may be obstruction in meditation. Thus, here Lord Krishna means to say that he should keep his eyes half closed because by doing so the eyeballs assume steadiness and seem as if they are looking at the tip of the nose. He should sit steady without any activity of the body or senses, just like a statue continuously for 3 hours. Moreover, there should not be any activity of the mind also. By doing so, he will overcome the posture and will become Jitasna, conqueror of the posture. The blissful meditation, yoga, on God, endowed with attribute and form, and the good flowing out of it, have been explained in the next 2 verses. Verse 14. Prashantatma vigatabhir brahmachari vrate stitha manha samyamya machitto yukta asita matparaha. Serene and fearless, firm in the vow of continence, subdued in mind, the vigilant yogi should sit thinking of me and having me as the supreme goal. Comment. Serene-minded is he who is free from attachment and aversion. Attachment and aversion of the striver whose aim is only God realization without having any worldly desire by becoming languid, perish, and with the disappearance of attachment and aversion, the striver attains peace which is spontaneous. It means that attachment and aversion born of the affinity with the world disturb serenity or peace. One who attains this peace is serene minded. Fears of disease, censure, dishonor, and death arise only because he accepts the affinity of I-ness and mine-ness with the body. But when he abandons this affinity, he becomes free from all fears because he thinks that even if the body perishes, it will make no difference as his mind dedicated to God. He will attain salvation, the ultimate goal of life. A celibate should lead a disciplined and controlled life according to the order of his preceptor, free from sensual pleasures, honor, praise, and comforts, etc. He should not in the least enjoy worldly things in any state, under any circumstance, either during meditation or in practical life, but use them as necessities of life. Having controlled the mind from all the worldly affairs, he should think of his form, play, virtues, glory, and excellence, etc. It means that shutting out all worldly thoughts, he should devote his mind to God only. The thoughts that come to the mind are either of the past or the present, so he should neglect them by thinking that they have no existence at present. Moreover, the world actually does not exist. It merely seems to exist. While God existed in the past, exists now, and will also exist in future. So he should think of him instead of thinking about the world. While sitting, he should have the only aim of God realization without having any other desire or lust or attachment or mindness. Verse 15. Yonjan evam sadatmanam yogi niyata manasaha shantim nirvana paramam mat sanस्थाम adhigachti. Thus, constantly applying his mind to me, the yogi of subdued mind attains the everlasting peace consisting of supreme bliss which abides in me. Comment. One who has controlled his mind is called Niyata Manasaha. The yogi's mind can be subdued only if his exclusive aim is God realization, without having any affinity with the world. Affinity with the world does not allow the mind to be subdued. A striver commits an error because he thinks that he is a householder having some caste, creed, and color, etc. Thus, he can't meditate. A striver should think that he is a striver whose only aim is to meditate on God. His aim is not to attain mystic power. Thus, by changing his I-ness, he will be able to concentrate his mind on God. With the change of I, senses and inner sense automatically change. A striver attains peace by breaking off affinity with the world, while he attains supreme peace by attaining God realization. The process of meditation culminates in nirvikalpa sthiti, state of mind where there is absence of all thoughts. But this is also a state as it does not remain constant. There is deviation from it at times. This is not God realization. Further to it, there is nirvikalpa bodha. This is self-realization. That is God realization. This is called supreme peace. Om Tat Sat. All glories to Sri Partha Sarthi, Lord Shri Krishna. All glories to Bhagavad Vani, Srimad Bhagavad-Gita. Sri Hari Arpanamastu.